Hello. So today we will conduct a full real-time SSB interview the way it is conducted in the selection board. And it is all categories of questions which will be asked. Now this will be conducted in the mock interview pattern only. As you all know, in this pattern, I'll ask a question, pause for a while, not for 1 minute or something, but few seconds I'll pause. At that time, you can press the pause button on your screen. Video will pause. Give your answer. When you have completed your answer, again restart the video. Listen the next question, pause, give answer. This way you continue with full interview. So you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to spend any money for getting a mock interview done. And the advantage here is that, you see, I can tell you that most of the questions which I have included are asked, and these questions have been collected from my candidates who have gone and appeared for SSB. They have come back and whatever questions were asked. So these are almost all of them are real SSB questions. So don't have any doubt in your mind. Now this may be asked, this may not be asked, a similar question will be asked, but pattern will remain the same. So if you practice on these questions number of times, you see the advantage here is that this is in the form of a video. So this video is available on YouTube always. Whenever you feel that I have to prepare for interview, start this video and start answering the questions. Now those questions whose answer you are not very confident, you can check up, prepare, and then in the next practice, you can answer it confidently. Now each question will be answered, should be answered in about 2-3 sentences. Some questions will be answered only in few words, but mostly will be answered in 2-3 sentences, and some may be answered in 4-5-6 sentences also. So it will depend upon the nature of question and how much explanation you are required to give. So I hope you have understood. Now let us, without wasting time, we will start the interview. So in the beginning, these will be introductory questions. Okay, sit down. So I would like to know about you. How was your journey? How did you travel? You came by flight or by train? And how is your stay in candidates mess? Are you comfortable there? Do you like the environment? Do you like the food? And your stay arrangements are all good? How is the quality of food and cleanliness in the mess? How did you spend your time on the day of your arrival in the candidates mess? Okay. Now tell me, what is the meaning of your name? What does it mean? And who kept your name? From which place are you coming now? And which state is your hometown? So are you coming from your hometown or you are coming from a different place? Okay. Tell me about the tourist places in your home state. Okay. Tell me something about yourself which is not written in your PIQ. Why do you want to join this service, that is Air Force, Navy or Army? Why not the other two services? how this service will benefit by your joining. What are your other options other than joining defense? Okay, tell me something about yourself in addition to what you have already told. Okay, I would like to know a little more about you. Tell me in brief, which all schools did you study in? From which board did you pass your class 10th and 12th? That is CBSE, ICSE or state board? Tell me about the subjects you studied from class 10th onwards. What was your aggregate percentage of marks in class 10th and 12th? What was your subject-wise percentage of marks in class 12th? What was your highest score and in which subject? And what was your lowest score and in which subject? What was the reason of your poor performance in the subject in which you scored low? Which subjects did you like the most and why? Which subjects you did not like and why? Tell me three good things about your school. What are the three things that you did not like about your school and you would like to change it? Which extracurricular activities did you take part during your school days and what are your achievements? Tell me which indoor and outdoor games do you play and what are your achievements in each? What are your hobbies and spare time activities? What positions of responsibility did you hold during your school days or in service till now? Did you face any difficult situation while dealing with your friends or teammates when you held position of responsibility? When you are in a leadership role, there may be cases when there was a clash between you and your friends. And how did you deal with it? Which teacher you liked the most and why, and which teacher you did not like and why in your school days, and which boss do you like and which boss you do not like during your service career? Tell me something about your friends. How many friends do you have? How many close friends do you have? What are the qualities you like in your best friend and what you do not like in him or her? Tell me about one good habit that your friend has taken from you and one good habit that you have taken from your friend. Tell me about three things that you would like to change in your best friend and three things your best friend would like to change in you. Did you ever had any argument or fight with any of your friends? Tell me about your girlfriend or boyfriend if you are not married, and tell me about the qualities of your wife or husband that you like. I would further like to know about your parents. To whom you are attached more, your father or your mother? When you face some problem, whom do you go to? What are the three things that your father will like to change in you and what are the three changes you will like to bring in your father? Same way, what three things your mother would like to change in you and what three things you would like to change in your mother. Also tell me about your siblings. Whom do you like more out of the siblings that you have got? If you have got more than one, then whom do you like more? Otherwise, if you have only one sibling, what are the qualities you like in him or her and what changes you would like to bring him in him or her and what changes he or she would like to bring in you. Lastly, tell me your own three strengths and three weaknesses. Okay, now I would like to move further with the interview. Tell me, why should I recommend you? And why should I not recommend you? Tell me about your uniqueness, your skill set. In other words, how are you different from others? So many candidates have come, they are appearing for the SSB. Tell me about your uniqueness, that how you are different from others, how you will benefit the organization, or why I should recommend you. Okay, let us move forward. Suppose God is very happy with you and give you a chance to change one thing from your past. What would it be? For serving personnel, why do you want to leave your job for joining armed forces? For service personnel, serving defense personnel, why do you want to become an officer? Are you not happy as an airman or as a personnel below officer rank? What problems are you facing? Why do you want to change your course of life? What gains you will get by becoming an officer? Why should service select you as an officer? You are a good worker. As a worker, you are very good. What service will gain by losing a good worker and getting an officer? How do you spend your salary or pocket money? What will you do if you don't get selected this time? You make friends. What qualities do you see in someone before making him or her your friend? Who is the most important person from your state? What all you know about him or her? Tell me something about Wing Commander Rakesh Sharma. Who is your role model outside your family? How would you describe yourself in one word? To which animal you would compare yourself and why? If God gave you choice to have 3 feet or 3 hands, what will you choose and why? If God gave you a choice of either to become invisible or to fly like birds, what will you choose and why? If you are made the Prime Minister of India, what changes you would like to make to improve the quality of life of the citizens of this country? Tell me 5 alternative uses of pen and 5 alternative uses of water. You know, pen is used for writing and water is used for drinking, that is the primary use. What are the other 5 uses of pen and water? Tell me about your most courageous act of life. Tell me about a time when you failed. Tell me about one thing that you regret in your life. What will your friends talk about you when you are not in the room, that is, during your absence behind your back? What do your friends and teachers, in case of serving personnel, what does your boss complain about you? What is your daily routine? Now, coming to the game section, few questions on volleyball if you are a volleyball player. Where was volleyball invented and by whom? What are the dimensions of indoor volleyball court? What is the weight of a volleyball ball? And what is its circumference and what is its diameter? Of which material is it made of? Tell me about the rules, important tournaments, and prominent national international events and players, both men and women, both international and Indian. Then, talking about cricket, if that is your game, what is the length and width of the pitch? What is the height and diameter of stump? What is the weight and circumference of cricket ball? What is the overall length of bat? Who are the three best cricketers in the world? Who is father of cricket? Who has scored the fastest century and in how many balls in ODI? Who is the captain who played most IPL finals? Tell me about 5 important cricket tournaments. Questions on football. What are the dimensions of a football field? What is the slang word for football? What is football made of? What makes football so popular? What is the height and length of a football goalpost? Questions on basketball. How many players are there in a basketball team? What is the duration of a basketball game? Who is your favorite player and why? What is the diameter of the hoop? Where did this game of basketball originate? In which country? What is the height of basket? Questions on table tennis. What is the size of TT table? What is a ping pong? When was TT included in Asian Games? When was the International TT Federation formed? Which are the leading countries in this sport? Questions on badminton. How many feathers are there in a standard shuttlecock? What is the weight and size of a shuttlecock? Which bird's feathers are used in the good quality shuttles? Which year did badminton officially become an Olympic sport? What is the size of a badminton court? What is the length and weight of a badminton racket? In which country did badminton originate? What is the height of badminton net? What is the original name of badminton? Questions on swimming. Who is the fastest swimmer in the world? What is the length and breadth of Olympics level swimming pool? What is the depth of a swimming pool at deep end and at shallow end? What are the different types of swimming strokes? What are the international record holders in swimming, male and female, and who are the national record holders in swimming in male and female category? Questions on karate. What is karate? Where was it developed? How many types of karate are there? Who are the top karate players? These are some of the questions on karate. Then races. Who is the record holder in men's 100-meter race? Same for women's 100-meter race, world record holder. 200-meter race, men world record holder, women world record holder. And from services, that is Indian Army, who are the prominent racers from Indian Army and what is their record, what are their timings. On marathon, what is the history and distance of marathon race and in whose memory it was started? When was the first women marathon race started? And who is the person who won the first Olympic gold medal? Questions on painting. What is the difference between drawing and painting? What are 25 different types of paintings? What are different styles of paintings? What is the most expensive paint? Who are the top Indian and international artists? Questions on dance. What is dance? What are the types of dance? What are the benefits of dance? What are the types of Indian dance forms? Tell me about Indian folk dance forms. Questions on singing. What is singing? What are the six voice types? What are the four important things about singing? What are the forms of classical or semi-classical singing? Who invented ragas? How many ragas are there? Which raga is for rain? Which raga is for sleeping? Which raga is the easiest? Questions on guitar. What are the three main types of guitars? How many strings are there in a guitar? Who invented guitar? Who is the best guitarist in the world? What is the difference between a guitar and a sitar? Questions on gardening. What is the botanical name of rose? In which season sunflower is grown and how much time it takes to flower? And what is the most appropriate fertilizer for it? Tell me major components of fertilizer. Tell me 5 names of popular winter season flowers. Name one flower which is grown from bulbs. Name 2 flower plants that can be propagated by cutting. What is the basic tool used in gardening? Questions on yoga. What is the main purpose of doing yoga? What for doctors recommend yoga for? What is the best time to do yoga? When is the International Yoga Day observed? Questions on reading. Who is your favorite author? Which all books you have read of your favorite author? Questions on cooking. What all can you cook? Tell me the names of 7 common condiments used in kitchen. Why eggs can't be boiled in a microwave? What gives color to turmeric? What gives color to carrot? What is the similarity between carrot and cow's milk? What do you call a person who loves cooking? Who was the first cook? Who is the most popular Indian cook? Who is the best chef in the world? What is Michelin star chef? What is the difference between a chef and cook? Questions on chess. What is the record of longest chess game in history? Which country has the most chess grandmasters? Who defeated Vishwanathan Anand, the first grandmaster? Who was the first world champion to win the title without playing a chess match? What is the reason that traditional chess pieces don't look like actual soldiers, bishops and kings? Which Chinese emperor executed 2 foreign chess players after learning that one of the piece was called emperor? What is the longest time recorded for a chess player to make a move? Who is the youngest world chess champion? Questions on photography. What does EOS stand for? What does shutter speed do? What does DSLR stand for in photography? What is aperture in photography? Questions on cycling. When was bicycle invented? Why do you ride cycling as a hobby? Five essential skills of cycling. What does velo mean in cycling? What is special about electric bike? When is the World Bicycle Day celebrated? Questions on volleyball. What is the first name of volleyball? What are volleyball rules? How many positions are in volleyball? Why is volleyball called volleyball? Why is volleyball the best sport? How does volleyball relate to your life? Why do you love volleyball? What is volleyball made of? What is the size of volleyball? What is the weight of volleyball? Tell me the dimensions of a volleyball ground. How tall is the Olympic volleyball net? What are the 6 volleyball skills? Questions on boxing. What was the original name of boxing? Who created boxing? Are all boxing ring size the same? What is the strongest punch called? What is the main focus of boxing? What is the most powerful move in boxing? What is the term for moving down and to one side to avoid a punch? In boxing, which weight category comes in between flyweight and featherweight? How many judges are needed to keep score of an Olympic boxing match? When was boxing included in the modern Olympics? Which muscles help you punch harder? What are 4 boxing techniques? What are the 4 generally accepted boxing styles? What punch hurts the most in boxing? What is the deadliest place to punch? Which punch is the fastest? Who is the fastest boxer of all times? Tell me about prominent Indian boxers. What is Indian Army doing to promote boxing, or what is Indian Army's contribution in boxing? Now coming to work related questions. Your co-worker highlights your mistakes in front of everyone. How do you handle this situation? Why do you want to change your career path? How do you measure success? What are 3 positive characteristics you wish you had? What is your opinion about your boss? What changes you would like to see in him? In your opinion, what are the qualities of a good boss? What is the least rewarding work you have ever done? How do you set your goals? What tasks that you have performed in your present job do you consider to be your most significant career achievement till now? How did you manage it? What are the mistakes that you committed in performing it? How do you handle change? What are your greatest professional strengths? How this service, Air Force, Army or Navy, will benefit by your joining? Why should we select you? What skill sets will you bring to the organization? What would your colleagues say about you in your absence? Tell me about a bad professional relationship you had. Why didn't it work? Given a chance, is there anything about this interview process that you would like to change? Give your suggestions. What is the biggest decision you have made during your last 1 year? Why do you consider it so big? Who is the smartest person you know in your office? Why do you think he or she is smart? In 1 minute, could you explain something to me that is complicated or difficult but you know it well? What is your definition of hard work? Tell me in brief about all the places that you have worked and whom do you consider the best boss with whom you have ever worked. Tell me about the best and the worst boss you ever had and compare them. What do people complain or criticize about you? Did you ever make suggestions to your senior management and what was the outcome? What improvements you will like to bring about in your boss? In your present job, how much of the work you do on your own and how much you do as a team? And which part do you enjoy? Give example. What difficulties or problems did you encounter in your current job? How did you solve them? Tell me about your greatest achievement and greatest disappointment in your life and during your service career. What motivates you? What have you done to improve yourself professionally in last 1 year? If you are choosing someone for this job, what kind of person would you select? What makes you unique? How do you prioritize work? Tell me about a time you disagreed with a decision that was made by your organization. Then, for JAG entry candidates, what do you understand by contempt of court? Is it right to punish someone for criticizing the courts? In your opinion, what should be the limits of judicial reviews? What is the difference between procedures established by law and the due process of law? Has the policy of reservation led to factionalism in India? What are the grounds of impeachment of USA and Indian president? Now, common day-to-day engineering and technology questions. What is the impact of technology on jobs? What is the impact of Internet of Things on our life? What is the impact of artificial intelligence in our life? Is technology making us less human? How can we utilize technology to tackle financial crimes? Can artificial intelligence replace human intelligence? What is more important, innovation or invention? What are the challenges in the IT industry? Is India prepared enough to handle cyber attacks? And then core engineering questions I will deal separately. Now day-to-day economics or finance banking related questions. What is the relevance of World Trade Organization and World Health Organization in today's global scenario? What are the causes of high fuel prices in India? What is ONDC? Is e-commerce a sustainable business model? Will e-commerce dominate physical stores? What is NMP? What is OBOR? What are the benefits and challenges of private trains in India? Tell me about the union budget of the current and forthcoming financial year. How is President of India elected? Can India become a $5 trillion economy by 2024? How is disaster management being handled in India? Tell me about Indians' obsession with gold and how it affects Indian economy. What are the factors that contributed to the growth of MNCs? Are they devils in disguise? Why Indian PSUs are in losses? Tell me about cryptocurrencies and other uses of blockchain technology. Tell me about CBDC. Now few questions related to environment. How has the world changed environmentally since you were a child? What are the three major causes of environmental pollution? Which gas is mainly responsible for greenhouse effect? Concentration of which gas is highest in environment? What is the composition of air? Which gas was absent at the time of origin of Earth? Which planet does not have an atmosphere? What are the lessons to be learned from nature? What are the problems in our environment? How can we save environment? What are the 3 R's in environment? What are the pros and cons of hydrogen vehicles? What are the causes and solutions to global warming? Will indiscriminate tourism lead to environmental change? What is net zero? Now, defense related, tell me about the 3 service chiefs and the chief of defense staff, their names and decorations. Tell me the organization of Indian Air Force up to Air Headquarters and command level. Same for Army and Navy. Tell me the Air Officer Commanding in Chief in Air Force and Commanders in Chief in Navy and Army. Their names. Where are the various commands of Indian Army, Navy and Air Force are located? What is the significance of Rashtriya Rifle, National Security Guard, Para-SF, Assam Rifles and BSF in Indian Army? What is the importance of Psych Glacier for Indian Army? What are the gallantry and non-gallantry awards of the Indian Armed Forces? What is the name of intelligence agency of Indian Army? What do you know about DRDO Daksh? What are the latest defense deals you know about? Tell me about the defense budget of India. Tell me about various theatre commands. Tell me the equivalent ranks in service of officers and personnel below officer rank. Tell me about the awards, medals and chakras in the defense forces. Tell me about Bharat Ratna winners during the past 5 years. Tell me the Padma awardees during the last 2 years. Tell me the Nobel Prize winners of recent past. What is the motto of Indian Air Force? What is the motto of Indian Navy? And what is the motto of Indian Army? Questions on Air Force. Tell me about 6 basic instruments in the aircraft. Name all the aircraft that are in use in Indian Air Force. Tell me the names of various missiles, various radars and the AWACS system. Tell me about Bernoulli principle. What is buoyancy and how is it related to aircraft? How much is 1 nautical mile? How much is 1 Mach? What is streamline shape? What is fly-by-wire system in aircraft? Name any 5 instruments in aircraft. Name the parts of aircraft starting from nose to tail. What are the 3 basic motions of an aircraft and in which layer of atmosphere do aircraft fly? Tell me the specifications of Rafale. What is the difference between Tejas and Kaveri engines? What are the advantages and disadvantages of delta wing fighter jets? What are the aircrafts which are under development by HAL? For Army, name the indigenously developed weapons by India. What is the difference between cruise and ballistic missile? Name the weapons held by infantry. What is the difference between drones and UAVs? Which radar system are used by Indian Armed Forces? Tell me about the important operations exercises carried out by Air Force, Army and Navy. Both operations as well as exercises. Tell me the organizational structure of army. Which all battles have been fought by Indian Army after independence? Give details. What is howitzer? Tell me about 5 individual equipments used in army. Tell me about 5 infantry weapons used in army. Tell me about 3 armored combat vehicles. Tell me about infantry fighting vehicles. Tell me about armored personal carriers. How many names do you know? What are the 2 types of tank destroyers? What are miscellaneous vehicles in use in army? What are unmanned ground vehicles in use in Indian Army? Tell me the equipment with artillery. Tell me about the missile systems available with Indian Army. Tell me about the air defense systems available with Indian Army. Tell me the names of ballistic and cruise missiles available with Indian Army. Tell me the aircraft available with Indian Army. Tell me about the UAVs available with Indian Army. Tell me about the radar systems available with Indian Army. Then questions about Indian Navy. What is the name of first Indian aircraft carrier built by India? What is the principle behind the working of a ship? What is the average weight of a ship? Tell me about some successful operations carried out by Indian Navy. Who is the Chief and Vice Chief of Naval Staff? What is the motto of the Indian Navy? How many commands are there in Indian Navy and where are they located? What is the name of Special Forces of Indian Navy and when was it established? Tell me something about Operation Vijay, Operation Cactus and Operation Rahat conducted by the Indian Navy. What are the ranks of officers and personnel below officer rank in Indian Navy? What is the difference between Indian Navy, Indian Coast Guard and Merchant Navy? Describe the flag of Indian Navy and explain its importance. Which is the oldest and largest base of Indian Navy? INS Vikramaditya has been bought from which nation? Tell me about the Andaman and Nicobar Command of Indian Navy. Who is considered father of Indian Navy? What do you understand by stealth technology? What is the difference between frigates and corvettes? Indian Naval Academy was established in which year and in which place? Who was the first Chief of Naval Staff? Which satellite is used by Indian Navy? What is INS Vishal? Name 3 aircraft carriers, 3 submarines, 3 destroyers, 3 frigates, 3 corvettes and 3 offshore vessels of Indian Navy. What are the duties of ATC officer in Indian Navy? What aircrafts are available with Indian Navy? How many ships and submarines are there in Indian Navy? How many aircrafts are there in Indian Navy? So these were defense related. Now some common questions about GK and current affairs and national events. Who designed the Indian national flag and in which year? What is Comcasa agreement between India and US? What is CATSA? Is war the best way to solve international disputes? Should military training be made compulsory for all in India? What is the biggest problem that India is facing today? How can we deal with increasing cyber crimes? Why is molestation prevalent in India? Where does the problem lie for ever-growing air pollution levels? Genetically modified products are a boon or a bane? How do you think new national education policy will help in promoting responsible citizens? How many times have you felt the burden of very heavy school bags in your childhood? Do you think J&K is going to be a peaceful state after its bifurcation and withdrawal of Article 370? How can we promote faith towards Indian Union among the people of J&K and Ladakh? In the present era where frustration and disappointment are common, how do you keep yourself motivated? What are the extreme points of India? What are the neighboring countries of India and their capitals? Which Indian states share borders with Pakistan and China? What is ONDC? Which is the nearest star to Sun? Which is the hottest, coldest, closest planet to Earth? Tell me the names of all the planets in sequence. Now, international events. Tell me about two important international and two important national events that have taken place in the recent past. What is CPEC? Is it a threat to India? What is BIMSTEC? What is BRICS? What is IPEF? What is SARC? What is AUKUS? What is ASEAN? What is OBOR? What is SCO? What is Quad? How can India strengthen its position at the UN Security Council? Do we need a new international governing body in place of UNO? How can India counter China in the Indo-Pacific region? How should India balance its ties with USA and Russia? What is Global South? How should India counter the increasing influence of China in Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Nepal? What is Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action JCPOA? Which countries are fighting over the waters of Nile? How can India improve its relationship with its neighboring nations? What is the significance of Quad? Has the SARC finished? How can India revive this dormant regional organization? What role can India play in the overall stability of the Middle East region, especially in the region of Afghanistan? What do you understand by friendly nations in the context of international relations? Is it ever possible to befriend Pakistan? If yes, then how? Tell me about India's relations with US, India's relations with China, India's relations with Pakistan, India's relations with Israel, India's relations with Afghanistan, India's relations with Iran, India's relations with Saudi Arabia, India's relations with its neighboring countries. Tell me now, these are some latest interview questions which have been recently asked about 2-3 months back in the actual interview of an FCAT candidate. Tell me about your city. How do you spend time with your friends on weekdays and weekends? Which all places do you visit? Tell me about your weakness. Tell me what your friends tell you to improve, what your mother tells you to improve. How have you spent your salary from the day you started earning till now? If I ask you to stay at one place, will it be your hometown or the office location? Whom do you like more among your siblings? What are the challenges faced in your life? Why did you not pursue many things you did, like participation in games and sports or any hobbies, sports activities? Why did you not pursue it to higher level, like to national or international level? Which all competitive exams you have given after class 12th? How many entrance exams you have given after class 12th to get admission in various colleges and which colleges? How differently you prepared this time? This was a repeater candidate. Explain some latest Air Force, Army and Navy news. Which all branches you have applied for and where will be respective training and duration? Are you satisfied with your present job? Tell me your weakness of yours which was told to be to you by your boss or manager. What is your role in office work? When you face challenges in life, whom do you approach? How would you rate your performance this time? Tell me about Apache helicopters and weapons, Prachand helicopters and weapons, and utility helicopters. Tell me about Commonwealth Games, operations carried out by Indian Air Force and exercises carried out by Indian Air Force. Tell me something you know about your financial management. How do you manage your finances? And then general questions which are asked in group discussion and interview and in lecturate. So GK and current affairs were asked from all those topics which are floating around, common topics of GD and lecturate. So that's all. I have given you the complete khajana. You can practice on your own time and you can repeat this practice. This will give you a very clear and broad horizon for your interview preparation. And if you are confident and you can answer all these questions confidently, most of the questions, even other or branches of these questions, you will be able to answer. So practice again and again. Whatever you do not know, find out from various sources. Still, if you are not getting an answer, let me know. I'll help you. Bye.